let's go on commodities now. And the big news, of course, continues to be guar, where the trading has been closed. There have been lots of people talking about it. We have spoken to the exchange, the FMC, and the ASSOCHAM, of course, has been quite keenly taking interest on where the prices have been moving, on what should be done in the coming future. Let's go across then to Mr. Ramaseshan. He is MD and CEO, NCDEX, and he joins us in the studio today to answer to all of those questions. Mr. Ramaseshan, hi, welcome to the show. Let's start first with what the ASSOCHAM really has been saying, or what Mr. S.K. Jindal of ASSOCHAM has been saying. He's asked for a CBI inquiry, first of all, with the kind of manipulations that the contract has seen on the exchange.
Well, we have taken the issues raised by them quite seriously. We have undergoing a detailed internal investigation and an examination of how the trades are, and certainly when we find that there is something wrong, we will take action, and very strict action. That is as far as what's to be done in the future. But let not the markets get away with an impression that nothing has been done. We have been watching this contract for quite some time, and right from October, November onwards, there have been a series of steps. We imposed additional margins as per the consultations with the FMC. We reduced positions, and then we ensure that people don't take additional positions, and then a series of steps have been taken, and ultimately when we find that there was no physical movement, commodity available in the physical market, we had to close this contract for the time being. With, of course, we will come up with the next contracts for October as soon as the situation is right. So that's where we stand, and just to reiterate, we have taken all this very seriously, and we will certainly cause a detailed investigation to find out if something has actually gone wrong.
Mr. Ramaseshan, there of course have been various reactions from traders, from broking houses who have not liked the trading to be stopped here. But the reaction that you or the media has been giving to really is the S.K. Jindal's report from ASSOCHAM, where he's saying that other agro commodities also have seen some manipulation. He's called guar only as a cattle feed. I mean, how would you react to all of that?
Manisha, I would say guar is not a cattle feed per se. Yes, initially it was cattle feed, and guar actually means go ahar. But that's not the fact. The derivative of guar, the guar gum, is used in the food processing industry, starting from the ice creams that you and me have on a daily basis. But a very important use of this commodity is in the oil drilling industry. And with the oil sector witnessing a series of drilling going on at a rapid pace all over the world, there has been a demand from this industry, and that is the prime reason why there is a demand. And the export figures that we have been seeing from APIDA, for the last 9 months of the current year, the exports have been double of what it was last year. There has been a tremendous amount of demand on this count. So it's not a cattle feed commodity. We are talking of an industrial product, and India incidentally supplies about 80% of the world market for this commodity, with China and with Pakistan about 5%, and China about Pakistan 15%, and China about 5%.
Mr. Ramaseshan, the major concern really has been that the prices ran up so much even after you putting in all those restrictions there. And again, coming to Mr. Jindal's report from ASSOCHAM, because he really has been the spokesperson from that one, and he also has interests in guar and mentham, and he trades all of that on his commodity. How do you look at the whole scenario building up?
Well, as far as the last issue is concerned, Manisha, I would only say this: Caesar's wife must be above suspicion. But having said that, see, the market per se consists of 3 important segments, and the futures market that we represent is only a very small segment, the derivatives market. But the physical market is dispersed across the country in all those mandis, and they have an influence on how the supply and demand interacts. And on top of it, it's an international commodity. There is an export market for this, and the overseas, the international demand, which feeds itself into the physical market through the exporters. That is a very important component. So let's not forget that the derivatives market is the most visible, where you have the price information available. But we need to look at the physical market, we need to look at the export market, and then come to a conclusion as to how the supply and demand have been.
Sure. Let's also get in Mr. B.D. Agarwal. He's Chairman and Managing Director, Vikas WSP. He joins us from Ganganagar, Rajasthan. Mr. Agarwal, we have Mr. Ramaseshan with us. I mean, of course, I have been asking him questions. We have been talking to you as well. Is there something that you would want to say to him?
Yeah, about the guar gum market, because we are one of the oldest player in the guar gum market, and I started the business in 1982, and the technology now being used in the oil and gas exploration is we are the major contributor for developing this technology.
Sure.
Okay, and so the guar gum prices, whatever has been increased now, is a result of the demand only.
Okay.
It is not speculation. The people, they suspect that everything is speculated. No, it is not the case, because there is a lot of demand due to the change in the technology. Hitherto, the vertical fracturing was done in the oil and gas field. Now, due to the change of technology, now there is a horizontal fracking technology has been introduced in the for exploration of the shale gas.
Absolutely.
Shale rock.
So the demand really has been going up. Mr. Ramaseshan, how would you reply to that? Because industry, the voice of industry and the traders and the farmers that we have been speaking to in the recent days do say that there has been a strong demand gain.
Absolutely right, Manisha. We have also been keeping a close watch on the markets, the supply and demand situation, and to the extent that we have assessed, we find that the supply has been stagnant, or there has been a marginal change in the supply over the last 2 years. The current year exports, as I said, has been double of what it was the previous year. The previous years also, the exports certainly looked up. There was a good amount of increase in the export figures that we have seen. So there has been a substantial increase in the export demand from the international markets. So that could be driving, that could be a primary factor for us from the demand side.
So in that sense, Mr. Ramaseshan, how would you answer to the ASSOCHAM press release that we have seen, 2 of them in last 2 days?
Well, point number 1, we have taken this press release very seriously, because it's not a very respected institution like the ASSOCHAM bringing these things to our notice. But more important, I think we are duty bound to ensure that the integrity of the markets is protected, and NCDEX represents that. And therefore, we have taken it very seriously. We have caused an internal investigation into this whole thing. And if we find that there was even a small instance where the prices have not been properly traded in the exchange, we will certainly come down heavily. And Manisha, for your information, it's not as if it's going to be prospective. We had conducted inspections across major trading centers. We have imposed penalties on members whom we found were not sticking to the rules, and the commission has also banned 3 members from trading from a period as high as 6 months. So these has been going on, and we have taken these issues very seriously, and I would ensure that with the full command that we have in the exchange, that we will ensure that the integrity and the faith of the country in the markets is protected. We will not shy away from that.
Perfect. All right, Mr. Ramaseshan, thank you so much for joining us and giving us all that clarification. Of course, that's NCDEX talking, telling us what they have done in guar, and of course answering those questions that ASSOCHAM also has been raising up. Mr. Agarwal, thank you to you as well for joining us from the phone line there.